Hi, I'm back here at my home office in Frisco, Texas. This time I'm joined remotely by Amos Krause from Veridian Credit Union in Iowa. Amos, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your story. Let's start with a little bit about yourself. What is your role at VCU?
I'm a telephony architect here at Veridian, and I'm in charge of the phone system UC environment.
Around how long have you held that position?
I've actually been in this role for about 15 years.
How large is your Cisco deployment? How many endpoints would you say you're managing?
We have about 1,200.
What prompted a need for a solution like Variphy? What problems did you need to solve?
We had some difficulty just kind of with reports that were reliable. Just being confident in what we were provided, I guess, when we'd run reports. It seems like we'd run multiple reports and kind of get different answers to with the reports. So with the Edify, we've been able to, simplify that process and have, confidence in those reports when we were.
Were you relying on another third-party solution, or were you using just the native Cisco card for those previous reports?
We did have third-party vendor.
How did you hear about Variphy?
We did basically just some broad searches and stuff like that, and then we took a peek at your website and watched some demos on it, and were impressed with the interface and decided to take a deeper dive.
Fantastic. Did you participate in the product evaluation or POC?
Yes, I did. Yep. We kind of discovered it, and then we took it from there.
Can you explain in your own words the deployment process?
Yes. So we went out and basically we were able to put it right on our system and test it live and get results we were looking for right away.
I think you're one of the administrators of the Variphy system in your organization. Have you personally upgraded your Variphy server?
Yes, we've upgraded before. It's a very simple process. Basically just browsing out to the location of the update and proceeding with that.
In an overall, how would you rate the Variphy solution?
Top marks for sure. 10 out of 10 if on that scale. Like I said, it meets our needs, and it's very quick when we're trying to pull something up. We use it on a daily basis. So.
Fantastic. What about the support? How would you rate the support provided by Variphy?
Also a 10 out of 10. They're support personable, and they submit tickets.
Do you think the license and price model is fair?
Yeah, I think the price is fair. Supervisor had some questions for us when we first were looking at it, and we kind of convinced him that some reliable information is key, and it's made up for itself. Definitely an ROI. Basically, within a short period of time, just the amount of time it took us to have confident reports in the past.
Fantastic. And then last question for you here. What would you say to someone who asked about us?
I would highly recommend Variphy to anyone. Like I said, their support is great, and deployment, and they really listen to their customers. Right away, we got the feeling that it was kind of a different company to work with, because as soon as we gave feedback, short period of time, and they would actually be putting it into their product right away. So that was amazing.
We appreciate your time. We know your time is extremely valuable. So thank you so much for joining us today.
It's Variphy's virtual block party. My name is Chris Durkach, and I work for Compugen, one of Variphy's resellers up in Canada. Today I'm joined by Joan Dusterdick, one of my customers here in Winnipeg. Joan, great to have you.
Hi Chris, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Joan, tell us a little bit more about yourself. How long have you been at the university and what's your job role?
So I've been at the university for 24 years. I started out in my current department, Technology Solutions Center, as admin assistant, and I was working for the director of the department. Almost 10 years ago, we switched from our Nortel system to our Cisco VoIP platform, and I was given the opportunity to learn and become the telecom analyst for it. Essentially, it became my baby. My job is to keep the dial tones at the university running smoothly, like a well-oiled machine, and actually I even have more to do now with COVID happening and everybody's working from home.
So Joan, what's the size of the university? How many buildings? How many devices do you have in Unified Communications Manager?
So we have approximately 10,000 full-time and part-time students. We have about 800 faculty and staff, give or take a little bit. The university main campus has 11 buildings, and then within a 2-block radius we also have another 8 buildings. We have approximately 1,600 devices registered, and that number continues to grow every year.
It's great to hear that you guys are continuing to grow, especially amid COVID-19. So with the devices, the faculty and students, and you mentioned you have about 1,600, how many servers do you have in your collaboration environment?
Well, our environment is pretty straightforward. So we have 3 Unified Communication Manager servers. We have 2 Unity Connection servers, 2 Unified Presence servers, 2 Emergency Response servers, along with Expressway Core and Edge.
So that's great. Those are all the Cisco servers, but what about your Variphy server? Can you share with us how Variphy has helped you on a daily basis to do your job?
So a few things that I've come to rely on are some of the reports. In normal times, as in pre-COVID-19, we use Variphy to monitor the usage on our PRIs. I also run reports on IVRs so that management can monitor the number of calls received in peak periods. And we also keep track of long distance usage. The DID, DN management, is also a huge asset that I use quite a bit right now.
All right, so you mentioned DID and DID management. That's a fairly new feature. Can you let us know how that has helped you in your job, as you mentioned?
Sure, I use DN management often. We have about 1,800 to 2,000 DIDs, and Variphy helps me sort through them and identify which ones are actually in use and which ones are not. It saved me hundreds of dollars because now I don't have to go and purchase new DIDs from our telco. It really helps decipher our monthly telco bills also.
Great to hear that it helps you decipher those crazy monthly bills, because I know they can be confusing. What are some of the challenges that you looked to solve when the university was looking into a CDR solution?
So our monthly bills started to seem a bit more than we thought they should be. So we thought there has to be something out there, some sort of software program that could assist us in helping out with these billing issues. After discussion with Compugen and a presentation about what Variphy can do for us and the ease of using it, it was a no-brainer. We signed it. Variphy and Compugen have been there for us too. When I've had a question or I needed to upgrade, when Compugen hasn't been able to help, Variphy's tech support staff are amazing. Every time I had an issue about something, they're quick to respond and to very helpful.
Well, great to hear that Variphy was the right choice for the university and you're really realizing cost savings. So I got one more question on my list here, and it's kind of a silly question. Typically, generally, at this time, around Cisco Live, which is when we're recording this, Variphy runs a campaign called CDRkitten.com. So my question to you, Joan, is do you really think that Variphy has a kitten named CDR and that the kitten really knows anything about call detail records?
Well, I have 2 cats and a dog, and I'm pretty sure that neither one of them know anything about call detail reporting. But I do know that when I'm working from home and I have Variphy on my laptop, those cats have to walk all over my keyboard and they sit and stare at the screen. So who knows? Maybe the mascot of a kitten is what they should be, and that's why they're watching the screen. I think it'd be fun too, even to, when you log on to Variphy, maybe you should put a little drop down that has a cat meowing. I think that'd be kind of cool. I have a couple cats that'd be volunteering their services.
Joan, that's a great suggestion. Variphy, hey, need any more suggestions, or you need the sound of a cat meowing, reach out to me. I'll hook you up. So, Joan, thanks for joining us today. It's been really great talking to you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Chris. It's been fun chatting with you too. And thank you, Variphy, for inviting me to be part of this.
Well, that wraps us up from Winnipeg. Stay safe, have fun, and enjoy the rest of the block party. Take care. Thanks, everybody.
So we're here today with Josh Petro from University Hospitals of Cleveland. Under normal circumstances, this would be an in-person meeting at a bar somewhere in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, after the Cisco Live 2020 event was canceled due to the COVID-19 outbreak, we needed to find a creative way to remain engaged with our customers and the Cisco community while adhering to social distancing guidelines. So here we are at the very first annual Veriphy 2020 block party. Welcome. Josh, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your story. I thought we'd start with a little bit about yourself. What is your role at the university hospitals?
So I am the Unified Communications Architect.
Around how long have you held that position?
It's been about 10 years that I've been at UH.
How large is your Cisco deployment? Estimate about endpoints?
We have about 35 to 40,000 devices on our system.
Okay, is it a single cluster or multiple clusters?
That's just one cluster.
Okay. What prompted a need for a solution like Veriphy? What problems did you need to solve?
Well, with a cluster our size and with the business that we're running, it's just very difficult to know how many endpoints are being used, how many trunks are being used, where we need to increase trunking, where we need to decrease trunking, where devices maybe don't need to be, or maybe we need more of. So just the general, day-to-day business need. Also, call trees and visibility into the systems that we normally wouldn't have visibility in. Just basic stuff of understanding how the system is or is not being used.
How did you hear about Veriphy?
I think we ran into Veriphy with one of our partners, just trying to find out, different systems that were out there that could do call detail reporting. I think we kicked the tires on a couple of them and found that Veriphy was far and above the leader.
Did you participate in the product evaluation, a POC?
We did have a little bit of a product evaluation, and I think that's what kind of drove us to the purchase, that we tried it out first and found it fit real well for us.
Can you explain a little bit just the deployment process from your experience?
Yeah, I think it's really easy. So we had the ability to run either an OVA file that ran Linux just right out of the box, or in our case, we wanted to run a version of Red Hat that our system supports, and so we were able to run that without any issues, and it worked out perfectly.
Have you personally upgraded your Veriphy server? And if so, what do you think about the upgrade process?
Yeah, we did, and it was fairly straightforward. So there's nothing really to it. It's about as easy as it gets.
Fantastic. How would you rate the Veriphy solution?
Once you get up and running, once you build a report or two and you become familiar with the system, it definitely is a 9 or 10 out of 10. It gives you exactly what you need. It's not like other products that can be real buggy or missing things right off the bat. The system has what you need, all the way from a system engineer level up to an executive level who's just simply trying to understand the bar graphs and pretty pictures. Again, down who needs to know the MOS score or packet loss on a single phone. It has it all.
What about the support? How would you rate the support that you've received from the Veriphy team this far?
So the support has been fantastic. Support gets back to us right away, which is really, really important. They generally have, within 1 or 2 emails back and forth, they have it figured out. They have run into basically every scenario. We've never stumped them yet, and it's just been phenomenal.
Thank you so far. Just a few more questions for you. Did you think the Veriphy license and price model was fair?
I always feel like you could squeeze a little bit more out of any company, but that's just me. So I think overall, I think it's been fair. You know, if we've needed Grace licenses, especially during COVID, you guys have been right there for us to help us out. You know, our cluster size increased rapidly in the past 60 days due to COVID, and you know, we went over our licenses right away. So you know, you guys were really good about helping us out with that, and I think overall, you know, it's been a purchase that has paid for itself already, and we've had maybe 6, maybe 9 months, and so it's been really, really good for us as far as that goes.
Thank you. And just one final question for you. What would you say to someone who asked about Variphy?
Someone who asked about Variphy?
Yeah.
Just, you know, explore it. Kick the tires for yourself and see how it runs. You'll be disappointed.
Fantastic. Josh, we really appreciate your time. You know, we understand your time is very valuable. We've taken out quite a bit already. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Edgar. I appreciate it.